Mr. Speaker, sir. Again, I reiterate that these questions relate to information that are publicly available regarding the strategy of how the ministry addresses those schools in the disadvantaged area. But anyway, Mr. Speaker, sir, the ministry's plan to ensure students and teachers in remote and disadvantaged areas have equal access to teaching and learning resources through initiatives like digital infrastructure development, such as installing internet, provision of computers, provision of transport assistance, and also looking after teacher welfare. As for the bridging the digital divide, Mr. Speaker, sir, the ministry is actively investing in the ICT infrastructure to enable modern teaching and learning practices, particularly in the rural and maritime schools. These initiatives include the deployment of Starlink satellite internet and the installation of solar power systems in rural and maritime schools. We are actively trying to reduce disparity access, Mr. Speaker, sir. These upgrades ensure remote schools can participate fully in online learning, utilize digital learning resources, and engage in real-time communication. 15 schools have been assisted with Starlink connection, funded by the Ministry of Education. And 40 schools are currently being assisted with internet connectivity and solar power through Each Time Foundation. Our collaboration with the GIGA project aims to ensure that all schools in Fiji are connected to the internet by 2030. We have successfully mapped approximately 95% of schools into the GIGA platform, and we'll use the data to implement targeted interventions for reliable, high-quality internet access. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, the Digital Equipment Initiative, where 20 schools have been selected, they will be equipped with essential digital teaching and learning resources, including laptops, smart TVs, and multimedia projectors, tailored to each school's specific needs. On the digital learning platforms and content, through the Standard Centralized Learning Management System, or LMS, the Ministry is advancing the implementation of National E-Learning Platform to support equitable and scalable digital learning. The LMS provides a structured environment where teachers can host lessons, share resources, access progress, and facilitate interactive learning, ensuring students in remote areas access the same curriculum-aligned digital content as those in urban schools. Our partnership with Education Perfect is another transformative step, combining curriculum reliability, adaptive technology, and data-driven teaching to enhance a learning outcome. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Ministry has begun working towards piloting Moodle program for those who went to university, the Moodle program or Moodle facility, as part of its long-term digital learning strategy, with 9 schools selected for phase 1 implementation in 2026. This will support the Year 13 Flexi Bridge program, which incorporates a blended approach of face-to-face instruction and independent learning via Moodle, promoting research and self-directed learning for transition to tertiary study. The Ministry has entered a strategic partnership to roll out the digital learning initiative in 20 pilot schools as a first phase of its national digital transformation agenda. Following the pilot program, the Ministry aims to scale this initiative to a full national rollout, with priority given to remote, rural, and maritime schools to address long-standing inequalities in access to learning materials. This approach, Mr. Speaker, also ensures resilience during disruptions such as pandemics or natural disasters. We also have the provision of qualified and experienced teachers looking after teacher welfare and support. Policies have been developed to ensure it promotes a predictable cycle, like currently 2 tours or 3 tours for teachers to be transferred to another new schools. As we all know that a longer period of stay of teachers in a particular school can lead to negative work productivity. Also, Mr. Speaker, sir, in terms of teacher welfare, continuous rebuilding, refurbishment of teachers' quarters to allow better living conditions for our teachers. The ministry is also contributing to those in the rural and maritime areas in terms of provision of transport assistance in the form of boats and outboard engines to schools and rural and maritime area to ensure that students are traveling safely and easily to and from the school. We also have the provision of rural service license schemes. Also, Mr. Speaker, sir, to improve physical access for maritime and interior schools, the ministry has provided 34 boats, 42 engines, benefiting 42 schools and more than 4,300 students. This initiative is to ensure that despite the geographical location, it does not hinder the attendance of students in school. We've also supplied 258 water tanks to 123 schools in the rural and remote areas, supporting 15,000 students nationwide and guaranteeing reliable access to clean water. Also, through building grants, we have assisted 120 schools with the construction and upgrading of classrooms, wash facilities, and teachers' quarters, positively impacting over 21,000 students. Mr. Speaker, sir, in addition to that, we have also paid lease premiums for 25 schools, securing land tenure and uninterrupted education for more than 3,000 students. These combined activities, Mr. Speaker, sir, from providing boats and water tanks, deploying Starlink, and centralizing our LMS, reflect the ministry's unwavering commitment to bridging educational gaps and ensuring that every child, regardless of location, enjoys equal opportunities for quality teaching and learning. Nawale.